Hi, this is Wendy Kennan, and I'm Green Doula on Twitter. That's GreenDoula. You can also find my Occupy Media at Flickr at Green Doula, and YouTube and Ustream at Green Doula. I also have a WordPress blog called Green Doula, but that one has a little bit of Occupy and a lot of other stuff too. So I just wanted to share some thoughts today about decentralization and the Occupy movement. First of all, I really want to acknowledge that the anarchists have held the space for having really everybody gets to speak for themselves in the Occupy movement, and there is a process of making decisions which hopefully is allowing for input from everybody, and at least everybody who wants to participate or who can make it to meetings so far. And so there's no governing body that is in charge of the Occupy movement, and there's no spokesperson. Everybody speaks for themselves. Social media has also made it possible. I actually believe that the evolution of social media made it possible for this movement to take place, because people can speak for themselves as well as communicate with each other during actions, as well as document publicly what's going on, as well as communicate quickly across the planet, which is how the Solidarity Sunday took place yesterday, and that was where 26 cities held solidarity rallies in solidarity with Occupy Oakland the day after January 28th, Move-In Day, when Occupy Oakland was again shot at with tear gas canisters, projectiles, and by Oakland Police Department, which was again acting lawlessly. So I just, it's very powerful, the image that took place that day on Saturday, January 28th. Seeing the images of the young people behind shields with peace signs on them, who were determined to fight for their right to serve their community. Like literally, the Occupy Oakland community, the Oakland commune that physically existed in a tent camp for many weeks at Oscar Grant Plaza in front of Oakland City Hall. It was really, truly a humanitarian community that was providing services to the people in need, while at the same time holding space for the Occupy Wall Street activism and dialogue and discourse to continue. It also was working collaboratively with other occupies and had solidarity activities with Tahrir Square in Egypt. So, so I'm going to move on now and just say that when Jean Kwan says that she wants to address the national Occupy Wall Street leadership and have them disown the Occupy Oakland movement, I think that really reveals that she has no idea what's going on. That she would even think that there's a leadership body to talk to is questionable. That she would understand the decentralization nature and what this movement is actually about and what's taking place in the movement. So I just, I think she hasn't recognized that there was Solidarity Sunday with 26 cities holding rallies in solidarity with Occupy Oakland because of her lawless police department brutalizing peaceful demonstrators that are fighting for the right to serve people in need. And there's lots of people in need right now. 1 in 45 children in America is homeless, and 18 veterans commit suicide a day in this country, and there's plenty of vacant homes and plenty of vacant buildings and lots of resources that we could be using if we could get access to them. So Jean Kwan could save herself a lot of trouble and a lot of money if she would support the Occupy Oakland community rather than fight them. And at the same time, I want to recognize that the Tactical Action Committee, while their tactics might not really be my tactics, I want to acknowledge that they've been able to accomplish a lot of their purpose, which is to expose the repressive nature of the Oakland Police Department. We already know that the federal court sees it, but this is message coming from the community, and I want to thank them for that. The vandalism that took place against Oakland City Hall, I'm not proud that that happened. The people who did that were acting autonomously. That action was not endorsed by the Occupy Oakland General Assembly, but it was a direct response to brutality that happened on that day. Tear gas canisters and shooting into the peaceful crowd, and kettling hundreds of people without giving them any orders to disperse, and then not giving them an opportunity to disperse before arresting them. So I just think that we need to recognize that the destruction of the Occupy Oakland tent camp was way more violent as far as, you know, people being hurt by Oakland police with their badges covered. You know, people's homes, their new tent homes, and their possessions being destroyed and confiscated. People being put in jail and not having their rights honored, even while they're in that system by the Oakland police. You know, there's all these problems that the Occupy Oakland movement has brought to light, and we need to recognize that the confrontations with the police are an organic part, an evolution that's happening within the greater Occupy movement, and people within that movement who've been part of it recognize that. So I just want to say that. Solidarity, you guys. Peace, and peace for everybody.